Okay, welcome to my presentation on the New Gods. So, the New Gods are characters from the DC Comics universe, created solely by Jack Kirby. And what they are a race of hyper intelligent beings who exist outside of space and time. They were created when the old gods died during an event called Ragnarok, and their planet Urgrund split into two, creating the two planets New Genesis and Apocalypse, ruled by Highfather and Darkseid, respectively. And so these two planets started going to war, kind of following in the footsteps of the old gods. And so to stop this, Highfather and Darkseid exchanged sons. And so one was raised in quote unquote heaven, New Genesis, and the other was raised in hell, Apocalypse. So New Genesis and Apocalypse reside in the sphere of the gods, which is this outer circle, which exists outside of space and time of the regular multiverse, which is where these 52 universes exist in the middle. New Genesis is at the pinnacle of it, while Apocalypse is at the pit. So they actually became so powerful due to this rainbow over here. It's called the Source Wall, which is what closes off the universe from everything outside of it the energy that created it. So that energy kind of radiated out and it helped them evolve. And along with their superior technology, they became these super intelligent and evolved beings called the New Gods. Here's an illustration of some of them from both New Genesis and Apocalypse. So New Genesis is akin to heaven, as I mentioned before, in which it is a grassy land full of nature, and there's only one urban area, and it's a floating city called Supertown, where all the people live. There are two other races other than the New Gods on New Genesis. There are the bugs, which are these humanoid insect creatures, and there's another race that chose to not live under Highfather's rule, and so they also live peacefully underneath Supertown. Apocalypse, on the other hand, is a super industrial wasteland, and it's tyrannically ruled by Darkseid, who pretty much makes sure that nobody has any individuality and everybody is essentially a slave worker and they are all under the rule of his will. One main artifact that comes from these two planets are mother boxes and father boxes. They're essentially living sentient computers that allow the New Gods to open up portals called boon tubes to go anywhere in the universe and do pretty much anything else, almost akin to a hyper evolved smartphone. They actually provide their users with unconditional love, and then they self destruct when the user dies. And the users themselves aren't sure how they actually work. Um, so on Apocalypse, there are dozens of huge statues of Darkseid littered around the planet, in which he intimidatingly watches over the people who live there. And a lot of the architecture is based around the Omega symbol, which you can see above the throne, and the throne itself even almost mimics that symbol. While on New Genesis, there are many statues of many other new gods trying to help and inspire and promote other people to strive for greatness. And a lot of the architecture and clothing is based off of this Omega symbol, which is you can see on the back of the throne. So here is a mother box that I made out of a method called greebling, which was coined by George Lucas, which is essentially just like kit bashing and going through other stuff and gluing it to something to make it look futuristic and sci-fi. This is how I envision one of the New Gods' homes to look like on Supertown and New Genesis. In particular, the New God I chose is Mr. Miracle. He is actually the son of Darkseid, who was raised in the X Pits. The son of Highfather, who was given to Darkseid and raised in the X Pits. This is him right here. And what he did was he learned slowly how to break out of these pits, and he realized when he broke out that and escaped Apocalypse, he could, after that training, could escape anything, and so his power is that he can unlock any lock or escape any trap, essentially, and he is the ultimate escape artist, and this is an illustration of him. So that is it for my presentation. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.